Welcome to chair yoga for your hands and feet. We're going to begin with no shoes on, and you're sitting on your chair. So you're going to just lift one foot and point it. And you want to point it enough that you're feeling a stretch in the top of your foot. You may feel it along your shin too, especially if you tend to get shin splints. And then you're going to arch that foot. So you're going to pull the toes back towards you. And one more time, point it, hold the point for a minute. So you want to do it to the extent that you feel a stretch. And then flex it. Let that foot go, lift the other up, point. Again until you feel a stretch. Now feet are so unloved and they're probably one of the most important parts of our body. And then flex. And when you get any kind of issue, especially with the plantar that runs all along your feet, like plantar fasciitis, for example, point it again, point it. Can be really debilitating. So this will help. And flex one last time. Hold it. And release that down. Now you're going to take the first foot again, and this time you're just going to point the toes. So grip the toes down. So you're kind of just gripping the toes down as if you could pick something up with your toes. And then arch your toes back. So pull your toes toward your leg. One more time, squeeze the toes down and pull them back up. And try to spread them out wide as you pull them back. And then take the other foot. Now grip the toes down. So grip your toes. And then arch them back. Pull the toes back. So often I see people doing this with their feet, but they're not doing it with their toes. They're just doing it with your foot. So you really want to isolate those toes. And then squeeze the toes down. And pull them back. Great job. Release that down. Okay, so now we're going to stretch your calves because often if you have, say, plantar fasciitis, for example, it can often stem from tight calf muscles. So you're going to straighten out your left leg, bend your right, and then lean on the bent leg. And you want to pull that toe towards you again. And if you're able to reach out and grab the toe, then you're going to do that. And you want to feel this stretch in the calf muscle, so the back of your calf muscle. And you could do this stretch standing up against a wall, but we're going to try and do most of this process seated today. And release that. And then we're going to switch legs. So make sure you're leaning on the bent leg, not the straight leg. And you can try to grab the toe if that is accessible for you. But either way, you're pulling those toes back towards you, getting a stretch in that calf muscle. And release that down. And then you're just going to tap your feet on the ground, like as fast as you can. And you're just sort of waking up and stimulating the nerves and getting the blood circulating. You're not obviously going too hard that you're hurting yourself, but you're just trying to tap and play with the parts of your foot that you're tapping. You know, are you just tapping one, like the outside edge, for example, or just your toes? Try to get all the different parts of your feet, except your arches, connecting. And slow it down. And close your eyes for a minute. And now drop your awareness into your feet. Can you feel that sense of vibration that you just created in your feet? The blood pumping, that nerve stimulation. Just resting your awareness there in your feet for a moment. And open your eyes. Great job. Now we're going to work on our hands. So you're going to make fists with your hands. Fists. So really squeeze everything together in on itself. And then you're going to open your hands wide. You want to also at the same time try to stretch your fingers apart from each other. So you're creating space down the metacarpals there. This can hurt if you tend to have joint pain. So do it to the extent that you can handle it. And then squeeze. Open it wide again. And squeeze. Open it wide. So now you're going to take one hand and you're going to start from the wrist and massage between the thumb and your pointer finger from the wrist out toward, you probably are all familiar with that being a very painful spot to touch. Often can be helpful as a pressure point for headaches. So you're not digging into the pressure point, you're just taking the inflammation out and away. And then you're going to move to the middle finger and the pointer finger, same thing, between the bones, not on the bones, between the bones. And then the next one. So you're getting blood flowing. When you work on any particular area in your body and maybe release some inflammation, it's then going to travel to the next place. So even though we're taking inflammation out, it'll probably go into the bloodstream and travel back down, right? So it's a good idea to drink water after you do any kind of massage. Okay, and then you're going to switch hands. So start with the thumb and the pointer finger from the wrist, take it down. And you could even just feel the difference in your hands now, right? You can feel the one that has a little bit more ease after having that little massage. And then go to the second one, pointer finger between the pointer finger and the middle knuckle. So you're going down between the bone from the wrist toward the knuckle. So outward toward the fingertips, And then you're going to go to the middle one. And if you have like raised veins or something, this can be a little tricky. So just do your best, obviously listening to your body. And then we're going to go to the last one. Okay, so now you're going to take your pointer fingers up. Just take one pointer finger up and all the other fingers stay down. And then bend it. And then point it up. And then bend it. And then we're going to take the third finger, the center finger on both hands, which gets a little harder to do, holding down the other fingers. And you're going to make a full knuckle and then straighten it out. Make a full knuckle and then straighten it out. And this can get really tricky. You're going to do the fourth finger. Make your knuckle. It doesn't matter if you can't straighten it completely. You're just exercising those individual muscles you're isolating. And then little finger, this should be easier for most people. Bend it and straighten it. Bend it and straighten it. And then shake it out. And you're done. That was 10 minutes for your hands and feet. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.